Hello friends, Brother Brian checking in on this wonderful Wednesday. I'm checking in from beautiful Houston, Texas. And I wanted to share with you a cool little video that my mentor Mike Hobbs shared with me today. And it was a video from 2008, or right around that time frame. And it was Tony Robbins. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Tony Robbins, but if you're not, I'll provide a link below. He's amazing. He does a lot of just great work, motivating people, inspiring people. But anyway, he was on there, and the topic of the interview where they were talking about how do you motivate people during a slump, right? I mean, you look at everything in the physical universe is really, it goes, I mean, there's cycles to everything, right? The earth travels around the sun, that's a cycle. I mean, everything is a cycle. We have our days, we have our nights, you know, and I just got out of a cycle myself where, you know, I was just feeling uninspired, unmotivated, and then there are other times where I just feel on top of the world. So once again, we've got that cycle, right? So Tony's talking about how do you motivate people, how do you inspire people during that downtime, right? And you're looking at our economy right now, and, you know, many of us, you know, a lot of the bullshit you hear on the mainstream media will be like, oh, you know, we're out of the recession, everything's getting better, but then a lot of the alternative media says we're in a really bad depression, right? Not only a recession, but we're in like a very bad depression, the economy's bad. So a lot of people recognize that we're in a slump right now, right? So it's easy to get stuck into a state of fear. Oh my God, how stable is my job? Or anxiety, not knowing where the markets are going. So how do you get motivated to actually take advantage of the opportunity? Because another important thing that Tony Robbins points out in this video, and I'll obviously provide a link to the video below, is that he says in every season, and when he mentions a season, everything is cyclical, right? There's always a season. Just like the 4 seasons of our year, summer, you know, whatever. He says in every season there's going to be opportunity, right? How do you see the opportunity? And he mentioned something called emotional fitness. We're not conditioned. I mean, he mentions our generation. And I'm sure, you know, you look back, and I think he mentions the great generation of maybe 1910, where they went through the Great Depression, then they went through the First World War, then, you know, just like calamity after calamity, right? Big event, you know, major things. Versus us, he says we're unconditioned. We're not in the right kind of emotional state to be able to handle things. And one important example Tony gives is he was with a group of, I think he said thousands of people during when 9/11 happened, right? September 11, 2001. And Tony said within that group of over 1,000 people, he said over 65 of them had lost their businesses. Some of them lost their lives, their family. I mean, we're talking like major game-changing, life-changing events, right? And he said it was interesting to observe these people and their emotional fitness, because he said they would resort to their old emotional habits where, you know, if they had resorted to anger in the past, they resorted to anger then. If they resorted to fear in the past, they resorted to fear then, and so forth, right? So, you know, once again, we're very habitual. We go in cycles, but we go back to our old cycles, right? So what Tony is saying is, we've got to become emotionally strong, especially during these quote-unquote down times, right? Because when we're emotionally strong, we won't fall into that same emotional trap. Instead of falling into anger, instead of falling into fear, instead of falling into anxiety, what if we start falling into determination? What if we start falling into creativity, right? Because especially during those down times, we need to be as creative as we can. Instead of focusing on how bad things are, we got to be focusing on solutions, right? As entrepreneurs, we're always looking for the solution, guys. We don't focus on the problem, we focus on the solution. So guys, I hope you found some value in that. Once again, I'm going to provide a link to the video below. Please like this, please share this if you can. If you found some value in it, please comment on it. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, hope you're doing well. Hope this message finds you well. Have a good one, my friends. Brother Brian signing out. Peace.